Are you comfortable with talking about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. So this says being kidnapped and raped, which is absolutely terrible.
So I was working at Target at the time, and it was in the city. I worked at the Target, the underground Target in Piedmont. And that day, I think this was kind of like a month after inventory or something was going on in the city. There was a lot of people coming in, so the store was crazy trash. Like, everything was everywhere. We were going to have to come back in early in the morning to fix everything, because that's what Target was, on zoning, stocking, making sure everything lined up. And I knew I would get home late, so I kind of had a bad feeling, and I don't know why, but I would kind of ask people like with cars, like, hey, can you take me home? Can you take me home? Because I had no car, so I had to take 2 trains and a bus to get by my bus stop. Like, it didn't drop me off at home. Like, I still had like 2 miles to walk before I actually got to the house. So this was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and at Kensington train station, it sits across the street from the jail. So people are like literally getting released from jail, walking out.
Oh my God.
So yeah. So on Memorial Drive is a long stretch of highway. I know you're not from Atlanta, so you don't know. So this is like in DeKalb County. Memorial Drive is a long stretch of highway, and the jail is like right there. The train station is kind of up and across the street. So I get off. Apparently I missed the bus because the buses had stopped running over there at that time. And the MARTA police officer said, you cannot stand out here. And I was like, well, I'm just calling my ride, my grandma. The drive is like 7 minutes. It's not that far, but the walk, of course, is longer. So it's like a 40-minute walk.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was calling her. She didn't pick up. It's like, well, he said you're going to have to walk. And I said, I'm kind of tough, for, like, I don't, even though I'm short and stuff, like, I'm kind of tough. So I was like, well, it's fine. I'll just walk because I'm stubborn. I'm irritated. It's been a long night. My daughter was at home with my grandmother, so I'm sure that's probably why she wasn't picking up. So I started walking, and I turned down on the street that goes to my house. And that's a long street because it runs on the side of the expressway. So you have I forgot the name of the street, but it turns into Forest Glen. So you have the expressway, you have like the high ditches and trees, and you have like a gas station, and then there are apartments on the side of this long stretch of street. And this guy was walking really fast, like past me. And I was like, oh, okay, he just got out of jail. Because you could just tell, like, he just got out of jail.
Oh, my God.
Right. So, and this is at night, and there are cars passing by. I'm trying to be aware of my surroundings. And it's really peaceful in this neighborhood. There's not, like, really a lot going on in this area. So, it wasn't a bad area. But another guy walks past me, and he kind of slows up so I can catch up with him because I'm walking really fast. Like, I'm walking, like, I got my inhaler. I'm ready. Like,
Jesus.
I'm walking really fast. And he says, would you like for me to take you home? And I said, well, me and you are walking, so what are you going to do, walk me home? So I'm sarcastic at this point. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're trying to get my number. I'm kind of not in the mood.
Right.
So he pulls out a gun, and he says, are you sure?
Holy shit.
So I take my headphones out, and I immediately put my head down because at this point I'm very scared.
Yeah.
And I just start praying. I'm like, Lord, just let me make it through so I can see my daughter. I want to see my daughter. I have to get to my daughter. I want to see my daughter. That's all I was saying in my brain. I've never been held at gunpoint before. So at this point, he said, come with me. And he had the gun, like, in my back, walking. And, at this point, I'm losing my mind. I'm keeping a calm stature, but in my brain, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I could go, but I'm trying to figure out a way of escape. So there is like an open field, and I'm thinking, well, if I run, there's a 99.9% chance that I'm going to get shot. Jesus. So there's no point of me running, because if there was like a field of trees or anything. Like if there was buildings that were in close proximity, then there's a chance he missed, and there's another chance of my survival. So all of that is going in my brain. I'm literally going in survival mode. So he takes me behind the leasing office, and he tells me to get on my knees.
Jesus.
And
that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine though. And he hits me with the gun.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
He hits me with the gun, and after that he proceeds to rape me. And then he says, "Well, I'll take you home." At this point, I'm confused. Because you literally you beat me, you kidnapped me, and you raped me.
Yeah.
Now he wants to take me home. So at this point, I'm like, I'll do anything to get to my daughter. I have to survive to get to my daughter. And I knew at this time, and I don't know why, and I guess when I prayed about this, the Holy Spirit told me, have him call your phone. Because I needed somebody to believe me. And especially black women.
Have who call your phone?
Have him call my phone.
Okay.
There's a cell tower.
Yeah.
That's over
near.
It'll ping wherever you are. So if they pull your phone records, you were in the area. And at this time, I had heard
you're thinking about evidence. Like, we need to book this guy. Holy
So,
shit! How do you have that in your brain? I can't believe that you had the forethought of like, I'm going to think about that as this fucking horrible fucking nightmare is happening.
Well, as a black woman, a lot of times we don't get believed. Like they make you go through hoops and changes and things like that. And I've heard countless stories about us reporting sexual assault cases to, officers, to law enforcement, and they don't believe us. And we have to have long-standing hard evidence for somebody to believe us. We can't just take it for word of mouth. Unfortunately, we don't have that privilege. So that's why all of that was coming through my brain. Because at that point, since I'm in survival mode, I'm thinking of a problem, how to solve this problem right now in order for me to survive the next day. So, and I needed somebody to believe me, so I had him call me. And he said, well, it's going straight to voicemail. I said, okay, well, send me a text message. Because with Metro PCS at the time, I remember, if your phone is off, you can still get text messages. Mm-hmm. And I lied about my phone being off, of course, but I had him text me. So I could have hardcore evidence that this man definitely did what he did.
Yeah. And
I didn't know any neighbors to run to their house because, of course, I didn't want to bring him to my house. But he made me get in the car and he took me home. And then he said, I'm sorry about what I did, but maybe we can do this again. They caught him 17 hours later. So,
if you didn't have that phone call, do you think anything?
I don't think anybody would have believed me. I honestly don't think anybody would have believed me at the time.
Wow, that gives me fucking chills. That's awful. That is truly terrible.
And apparently, he was a quarterback for Rockdale County High School. So it was in the news, and he tried to do this to another lady. She was an older lady, but she screamed for help, and there was a security guard nearby, and so
wow,
he got 15 years.
Wow, holy shit. Okay,
but that didn't come with any. It wasn't a smooth process. It took years. His family threatened to kill me every time I showed up to court.
Wow.
I had to have a police escort every time I came to the courthouse.
Wow. That sounds absolutely brutal.
It was.
Yeah.